Hi everyone, today I am here to bring you a Pilates chair and springboard combination workout. As far as equipment goes, what you need is a Pilates chair. Today I'm using a balanced body single pedal exo chair. Any chair you have is fine. I'm also using a springboard. You could use a tower as well. Cadillac is a little bit more difficult, but you might be able to, depending on your Cadillac setup. As far as springs go on our tower, all we're going to be using is short arm springs. Mine are yellow springs, and then we're going to be using our rollback bar with those springs and also our handles with those springs. So you don't need the push through bar, you just need those short yellow or light arm springs. As always during this workout, please feel free to modify as necessary and make this workout your own. When you're ready, let's get started. All right guys, so I'm all set up. I've put 2 springs on level 2 on my chair. I've lined my chair up so that when I'm seated on the chair and holding my rollback bar, my arms are fairly extended and I have a little bit of tension on my springs. Again, the springs I'm using are those short arm springs, and I've put them on my rollback bar. I've attached them at shoulder height, standing shoulder height on the springboard. So again, 2 springs at level 2, short arm springs attached to, for me, the number 8, but that's shoulder height, and then we're gonna start seated on the chair. I'm gonna move this just a little closer to me because I know that's gonna be too much tension. And for you as well, if you get on the chair and you're like, no way, that is too much tension for my upper body, I feel like I'm getting pulled too far forward, just get off of the chair, pause the video, and get back on and readjust, okay? I like to have my hands wide. I'm gonna start with my palms down. I'm gonna carefully bring my heels up onto the pedals, and I'm gonna try to stack my spine up nice and tall. If you're not able to keep vertical here with the springs just nice and long, arms nice and long, then I would suggest lowering the springs a notch or moving the chair closer to the springboard. All right, here we go. Press the pedal down and lift the pedal up. Arms are steady. Collarbones are wide. Crown of the head reaching. Tailbone lengthening down. Make sure your thigh bones are parallel to one another and you're flexing at the ankle joint, but I'd prefer if you could try to relax your toe joints. Good. We'll start moving the arms in a moment. Let's just establish our form, our posture. Last 2 here. And last one. Now adding on. Press the pedal down all the way. Pull the elbows wide. Release the arms forward. Lift the pedal up. Press. Row. Release. Lift. Press. Row. Release. Lift. A few more here. Press. Row. Release. Lift. Last time. Press. Row. Release, and lift. Now see if you can press the pedal down halfway so that the thigh bones are parallel to the floor. From here we maintain that halfway point and we just row the arms, trying to maintain that posture. Good. For 8, 7, 6, use the back body. Last 4, remember the length through the crown of the head. Last 2, and last 1. Very nice job. Press the pedals all the way down again. Tuck the tailbone under and round your spine back with straight arms. Inhale here, and then exhale, roll the spine back up. Take a breath, inhale to get taller. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under and round the spine back, using the support of the springs now, and then roll the spine up and grow taller. Let's do 2 more. Inhale here, exhale, pelvic tilt to bring you back, and then roll the spine up and inhale. And again, tailbone under. Nice. Now we'll do 1 more and we'll stay back. So we tuck that tail under, we find that rounded spine, and now we go back for that row. 8. Really work on trying to maintain your pelvic tilt, even though we're in this kind of weird position on top of the chair. Good. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sit all the way up. Move to your toes, feet and thighs parallel. Turn your palms into an overhand grip, an underhand grip, and just start by lifting and lowering the pedal. Heels are elevated, pinky toes are on the pedal as well as the big toes. Go back to finding the length through the spine. That's it. 4 more here. And 3. And last 1. Now hold the pedal down, bicep curl the arms. Release the bicep curl and lift the pedal. Press the pedal, curl the arms. Release the curl and lift the pedal. Let's do a few more just like that. Nice job. Now I'm trying to keep my elbows up at about shoulder height. This spring weight feels quite difficult for me, so I apologize if my elbows are dropping below the line of my shoulder, but that is what I'm attempting to do. Nice, 4 more. And 3, 2, and 1. Hold the pedal down and just the bicep curl. 8, 7, 6. Wrists are long. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the biceps. Bring your heels together and your toes apart. We're going to find a flat back. Bend the elbows, keeping the pedal down. Hinge open at the hips. Rise up and release the arms. So it's a bicep curl. A hinge open at the hips. Rise up taller and release. Exhale. That's it. Last 3. Every time you sit up, find more length through the spine. Last 2. And 1 more time. Nice job. Go to overhand grip 1 more time. We're going to keep those heels together in Pilates V. We're going to turn one side of the bar down and one side of the bar up, so we've got that little angle. Tuck the tailbone under, lean back. Keep the pedal on the floor. Row once. Sit up. Switch the angle of the bar. Roll back. Row once. Sit up. Switch. Row. Take your time. Let's do 2 more on each side. Nice. Concentrating on that pelvic tilt. One more. Good job. Lift the pedal all the way up. Be careful. Take your feet down. Come up to standing. We're going to take this rollback bar off. Keep it handy for later. And I'd like you to take your handles onto your loops. Okay, have a seat again. You're going to need 1 handle. We're going to do a little bit of single leg work. I'm going to try to maintain this spring, but if you need to reduce it, that's fine. So both heels on the pedal to start. Sit bone distance apart. I'd like you to press the pedals down. The same leg that's on the pedal is going to be the arm that you have the spring on, okay? You're going to take your other leg forward, point the toe, and try to keep that leg fairly lifted. From here, you're going to press the pedal down and row that arm back, and then release it up. Other hand can rest on the hip. So we're weighted on the single side for now. Nice job. Let's do 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Now lift the pedal just halfway up, thigh is parallel to the floor. Reach your arm long and turn your palm down. And now we're just going to pull the elbow wide to the side. That's it. Everything still applies here. I know there's a lot going on, but even weight through the sit bones. Pelvis is evenly weighted. Shoulders are square to the wall in front of you. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now briefly lift the pedal to give that leg a second. Take your handle into your opposite hand, so now it's going across the body. From here we go back to that pedal press, and this time we add a little bit of rotation over the shoulder. Exhale. You can rotate the palm to face in as the elbow comes in towards your side, or you can keep the palm facing down. I would say whatever feels natural there is fine. Nice. Last 4, 3, last 1, last exercise. Hold the pedal halfway down and just that twist, twist. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, very nice job. Take a moment, stretch out your legs, come to standing, grab your other handle. Have a seat. Place your handle into that same hand of the foot that's on the pedal. Even weight through the sit bones. Extend your opposite leg. Pull the arm back as the pedal presses down. Control that spring. It's a slow return. Four more. And 3. Now on this last one, hold the pedal halfway down. Turn your palm down. Now the elbow just goes wide. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brief moment. Switch out your handles. It goes into the other hand, and we're going to do that rotation with a little bit of an elbow pull behind, okay? So that spring is crossing the body. Sit bones are equally weighted. Press the pedal down and rotate and stretch. Rotate and stretch. Now there's a lot to think about here. Still thinking about the alignment of my foot and ankle and knee and hip. I'm still trying to grow out of my waistline so that my low back stays long. Last 3, and 2, and 1. Now the pedal stays halfway down and we deepen our twist for 8, 7, 6, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice job. All right. So we're going to move these handles down a little bit. I'm going to put them on level 6, which is waist height for me. You might have to move your chair back a little bit further. And this is for our supine work with our feet on the pedals. I'm taking off 1 spring. So now I'm left with 1 spring on level 2. Right now I'm just testing the waters on where my chair is, and I think it's too close, but we'll try. Yeah, way too close. So I'm gonna shift the chair back a bit so I have room to press the pedal down without changing the position of my spine. So let's try that again. We lay down and test the waters, making sure you're not jammed up against the wall and that you can press that pedal down while maintaining a heavy sacrum. Arches of your feet are on the pedal, arms down by the side for a moment, soften the back of the ribs. When you're ready, lift and lower the pedal with control. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. It's okay that the spring does not feel too heavy. If it feels very heavy right now, you might reduce it, okay? We will do a little bit of single leg work in a moment. Nice. Lift the pedal up, grab your handles. Now we continue on. Press the pedal down, and as you lift the pedal up, press the arms down. So we work the opposition of the arms and the legs, bracing through the core. Let's do 3 more here. And 1. Press the pedal down all the way. Now we're pressing the arms down as we lift the hips up. Tapping the hips and then lifting them back up right away. Nice long arms. Squeezing the underside of the glutes. Thigh bones parallel. Let's just do 2 more here. And then we're going to try to combine the 2. So, lift the pedal up as the arms press down. Press the pedal down. Now press the arms down as the hips lift up. Lower the hips down. Press the arms down as the pedal lifts up. Press the arms down as the hips lift up. Nice, it's a little mind game. Pedal, hips, pedal, hips. 1 more of each. Beautiful job. Now see if you can hold those hips up or lift them again. And now we're going to press the arms forward as we pulse the hips up. So we go for that tricep extension and a little glute squeeze for 8, 7, long neck, 6, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Float your long arms up so they just have a tiny, tiny bit of tension in your springs to stabilize you. Wiggle your feet in till they're next to one another. Keep the hips lifted. Bring one knee into tabletop. Lower that leg down and switch. Now, if having your arms in the springs feels too unstable, release the springs and place your arms on the floor. Try to keep even weight in those springs if you are using them. Last 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now either leave this knee in tabletop or take your big toe down to the pedal for a little support and pulse those hips up to the ceiling. Third and final option, toe goes to the ceiling. We do 8, 7, 6, neck is long, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That foot can come down. Take a break if you'd like to. Otherwise, the opposite knee comes up, the toe stays on the pedal, or the toe reaches to the ceiling, and we press up for 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower everything down. Release your handles. Move to your heels on the pedal. Flex your feet at the ankle joint. Try to relax your toes. Bring your hands behind your head. Let's keep the pedal down on the ground and curl our head, neck, and chest forward and lower back down. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. That's it. Finding that forward flexion for 8, 7, 6, last 4, last 2, and 1. Now you're going to curl forward and stay forward. I'd like you to transfer your weight into one heel and bring the other heel up off of the pedal. Then lower that heel back down and switch. Take your time in your transitions. Again, if the spring feels too heavy, adjust it. One more each way. Doing your best not to let that pedal bounce. Nice job. We're going to add on now. So you're still going to do the switch. Then you're going to rotate the torso. Come center, switch, rotate. Come center, switch, rotate. Ooh. The rotation makes that pedal harder to hold down for sure. Ooh. Nice job. For 4, 3, 2, and 1, and center. Lift the pedal all the way. Nice job. Rest your heels on the top of the pedal with the legs long. Curl your head, neck, and chest up. Bring one toe to the ceiling. The other heel can be resting on the pedal or hovering above or below, and we're going to circle the top leg. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse it. You can always take your head down here and do this with head and arms down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's switch sides. Take your options. Oh, I'm losing my mind. Circle, circle. 4 more. And reverse it for 8, 7, 6, last 3, last 2, and 1. Last exercise here, hug both knees into the chest. When you're ready, reach your arms back and your legs forward. Circle your arms around and hug in. If you feel too tight to the springboard, feel free to move away. I'm going to take my arms into a slight V in order to find that length through the upper body. When the arms go back, the gaze stays forward. 3 more. Last one. Nice job. Good. Sit all the way up. Take your feet around your chair. Feet flexed. Bring your hands onto the pedal. Fingertips facing one another, elbows wide. Grow nice and tall here and try to sit up on your sit bones. You can bend your knees if your hamstrings are tight or sit on a little yoga block or box. From here, press the pedal down, round the spine forward. Exhale. Inhale, slowly rise up. Find that beautiful posture. Inhale here. Exhale, pull the pedal towards your pubic bone as you round the spine forward. And then stack the spine up nice and tall. Let's do 3 more. And 2 more. And 1 more. Now we're going to add on a little bit, and the add-on is optional. As you press the pedal down, you're going to try to lift one heel up off of the floor. Exhale, press, and maybe float a heel. Then we lower that heel down as the pedal rises up and we switch. If you've ever done the exercise horseback, I want you to think about that while we're doing this. So you're finding that rounded and lifted spine, and in horseback we would be lifting our hips up off of the barrel or the box, but here we're lifting a heel up to really activate those core muscles. Now our final option is to lift both heels as the pedal presses. Last two. And one more time. Good. Release the pedal and release the feet. Okay, let's come up to standing. I'm going to change my spring. 2 springs on level 1 for me. Good. All right, so where were we? So you're trying to hold that handle right at the sternum and not allow your body to rotate towards the springboard. Your toes are on the pedal on the inside foot, and you're going to press the pedal down, just keeping your upper body nice and centered. That's it. Gazes forward. You've got an externally rotated leg. And as you lift that pedal up, notice that the knee becomes a little bit more externally rotated. If you're using the spring, there's just a touch of weight on the spring. It's really not too much, just enough to activate those anti-rotation muscles. Now adding on, if you're using the spring, press the pedal, rotate the spine towards the chair, come back center and lift the pedal up. Press, rotate, center, lift. Press, rotate, center, lift. Last 3. Last 2. And one more. Beautiful job. Let's turn all the way around. Align yourself up with the edge of the chair. Grab onto your handle. Take your inside foot up onto the pedal. Bring both hands around the handle and align them with the center of the chest. From here, we're going to press the pedal down, keeping the upper body very still. Take your time here so that you feel like you're in proper alignment. That's it. I've got lots of energy running from the heel of my standing foot up through my inner thigh into my glute. Nice, 4 more. And last one. Now let's add on. Press the pedal down, rotate the spine towards the chair. Come back center with the arms, and then lift the pedal up. The rotation is happening from the ribs, not from the arms. So be conscious of where those hands are. They should be directly in front of that little Batman spot. Last 3. Last 2. And one more. Nice job. All right, we're going to do some standing pedal presses facing towards the chair now. And what I'd like you to do is lower your springs down to the lowest setting. If you'd prefer not to use the springs, again, you can hold on to a dowel and just eliminate the upper body completely. Palms are right by the sides of the hips. Take one foot up onto the chair pedal. Let's put a little tension into our springs and just press the pedal down and lift the pedal up. Align your tailbone directly underneath your hips. Nice. Now we're just going to add a little press forward. Soft bend in the elbows. Challenging that balance against the weight of the springs. That's it. Let's do 4 more. I just looked down and noticed that my pinkies were reaching out for no apparent reason. It's always funny what bodies do. Last 2 and 1. Now can you press the pedal down and hold it down? Tip your upper body over and just do a bicep curl. We already did bicep curls, so this is just an added bonus. Bend and extend the elbows, collarbones wide. 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. Come up, carefully lift the pedal, bring that foot down and switch sides. Same arms with this opposite leg. If you'd like to do a few pedal presses without any arms, just holding them steady, that's what I'm gonna do, just to get used to the feeling on the other side. Once you get used to it, add that little pressure forward as the pedal presses down. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press the pedal down and hold it down. Hinge the hips back and the torso forward, and let's do that bicep curl. Last 3, and 2, and 1. Stand up and release. Very nice job. Let's move these guys up again. Just at about shoulder height. Still facing away from the tower. We're going to go back to our original foot on the chair. So now we're going to hug a tree. Press the pedal down, and as you lift the pedal up this time, hug the arms forward. As the arms open out, press the pedal down. So just getting used to all of these different ways the spring is going to try to pull us. 4 more. Woo, 3 more. Last 2. And 1. Now hold that pedal down. Bring the hands to the forehead, tip the upper body forward, and we go for that shave the head. Pedal is staying pressed down. Reaching your arms forward on that diagonal. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully bring your arms down. Stack your hips, lift the pedal, place that foot down. Okay, same thing other side, we go to the hug a tree. Press the pedal down for a moment. Opposite foot is on. Lift the pedal up. As you press the pedal down, hug that tree. Woo. Different on this side for me. 3, 2, 1. Hold the pedal down, tip the upper body over, shave that head. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms down carefully, stack the shoulders over the hips, lift the pedal up, and step down. Let's release those handles finally. Come on around to the other side of your chair. Let's do a little bit of back extension. Coming down onto your belly button towards the front edge. Hands right underneath the shoulders. Heels together, toes apart, collarbones are wide. Lift the belly, keep the hamstrings and glutes engaged. And then when you're ready, we lift the pedal up and press the pedal down. So the spring is quite supportive here. If it does feel like too heavy, you can always adjust it. It's kind of a nice option to have a heavy pedal for swan to assist your extension though. So give it a try. Nice. Now we're gonna add on just a little bit, and it's just an adjustment to how the spine is coming up and down. We come up in extension, we round the spine, and we press the pedal down in a rounded thoracic spine. We come back up in extension, and then round the upper back, and come down in a rounded thoracic spine. So it is an undulation of the spine here. Last 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Nice job. Slowly bring your feet back to the floor. Lift the pedal up. And take yourself up and behind your chair. Bending your knees, hands on the front lip. Round your spine and shift your hips back and forth a little bit. Releasing that low back. Nice. Good. We're going to change our spring one more time to 1 spring on level 3. Now we're going to just sit sideways. One knee is backed up against the chair. The other foot is out to the side. Arms out to the side. Take a breath, inhale. Exhale, reach up and over, find the pedal, side bend. Try to keep that outside foot anchored. Inhale back through center and come up and over the other way. Again, arms wide, reach over. Arms wide, reach over. One more. We're going to stay over here for a moment. I want you to take that floor foot and angle it slightly further back behind you. Rotate your torso slightly forward so you have a longer line from your fingertips to your big toe, and just stretch. Nice. Come all the way back up and turn around. Anchor that outside foot, arms out, reach up and over. Come up and reach up and over. 2 more just like this. On this last one, let's stay there and try to deepen our twist by bringing the outside foot further back, rotating the ribs slightly forward, reaching through the pinky toe, the big toe through the pinky finger. Come on up when you're ready. And you guys are all done. I hope you enjoyed that workout. If you're not a member already, please become one so that you can enjoy more of these exclusive videos. As always, thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.